Welcome to the WION Podcast. Today, we're taking a deep dive into some really fascinating findings about the future of work, specifically how artificial intelligence might be shaking things up, and maybe more so for women.
That's right. Yeah, we've been looking at some pretty interesting data, and it does suggest that, well, women could face a greater risk of job changes, shifts due to AI automation compared to men.
Okay, right. Let's unpack this a bit. What exactly are the numbers telling us? Is there a clear difference?
Well, yeah, it's quite striking, actually. If you look at higher income countries, the estimates are around 10% of jobs in sectors where women are the majority. Those could be affected by AI.
10%, okay. And for men?
For men in similar economies, it's considerably lower, only about 3.5%.
Wow, okay. That's a significant gap. Why such a difference?
It seems to come down to the types of tasks. AI is getting really good at automating more routine, maybe data-heavy tasks. And historically, jobs with those kinds of tasks often have a higher concentration of women workers.
Right, that makes sense. And you mentioned this is even more pronounced in wealthier nations.
Exactly. Yeah, when you dig deeper into just that high income bracket, the data points to something like 41%, a really substantial chunk of higher earning jobs held by women potentially being impacted by AI.
41%.
Yeah. And for men in similar comparable roles, that number is 28%.
Okay, so even at higher levels, the gap persists. It's quite stark, like you said.
It is.
So can you give us some examples? What kind of roles are we talking about here? The ones most vulnerable.
Sure. The analysis often points to occupations like data entry clerks, typists, word processing operators, also things like accountants and bookkeeping clerks.
I see. Fields where, as you mentioned, there's often a strong female presence.
Precisely.
Okay, so it's maybe not always about, robots completely taking over entire jobs tomorrow.
Right.
But maybe more about how AI changes the day-to-day tasks within a job.
That seems to be the key distinction, yes. I mean, while some jobs might face full automation eventually, the more likely scenario, at least in the near term, is probably a transformation of roles. Most jobs, they involve a whole mix of tasks.
Yeah.
And many of those tasks will likely still need human skills, judgment, empathy, even with AI helping out.
Okay, that's an important point.
Yeah.
But it still raises the question, what can actually be done? How do we address these potential challenges, especially for women in these more at-risk areas?
Well, the data really underscores the need for proactive and inclusive strategies. It can't be just wait and see. Meaning governments, employers, worker organizations. They all really need to collaborate. They need to work together to safeguard, job quality and keep productivity up in these sectors that might be affected.
So understanding where the risks are highest is step one.
Absolutely. Understanding specifically where AI poses the greatest threat to women's employment. That's really the crucial first step. Only then can you develop, targeted solutions that actually work.
This has been a really insightful look, actually, thinking about how AI could genuinely reshape the job landscape, and particularly for women. It certainly gives us, and hopefully you listening, a lot to think about as we navigate this evolving future of work. Stay tuned for more such intriguing stories to come on the WION Podcast.